Hello, hello, hello. Oh, yeah. Why? You can come outside. Tell Jaden and Ian to come so they can put this garbage out. Hello, everybody. Sorry. Um, yeah. I'm gonna have to do this again because my laptop just isn't, it's still updating. The garbage gotta go out. Make sure there's nothing else in the house. All of it has to go out. What's the part? What's confusing? All right, Ian, put the tablet down. The garbage gotta go out. Make sure there's nothing else in the house that gotta come out. Hey, Norris. Hey, baby. How are you, love? Yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and sum it up. Like maybe it's just God's way of saying let Room Shaker enjoy her birthday. I appreciate her so much. There's no more boxes. All right. I appreciate her so much. I hope she does enjoy her birthday, and we'll do this another day. I'm good. I'm good, precious baby. You know, every day I wake up, I'm blessed. So now, what happens throughout the day, I had no idea. But every time I wake up, I'm blessed. All right, close up the bag, tie it up, learn, learn. You're 9. You can play a damn game with no problem. You can't tie a bag is a problem. Yeah, and I just finished eating. So I had, you know what it is that um I'm not up in my daughter's anymore. Well, for at least a month. I came down to New York City, so I can hang out with my grandkids and Marisa spent time with her nephews and her dad. So I haven't had my laptop on since I came out here, and my daughter-in-law told me I was out here for like 2.5 weeks already, and I haven't had it charged or anything. So any updates that was supposed to happen are happening now. But it's all right. You know, I'm not losing sweat. It's her birthday, and I want her to enjoy her birthday anyway. Hey, Phil, what's up? I don't like really bothering people. Like I know people be busy and yeah, well that's why you shouldn't be looking at your phone while you're walking. So is it separated? So I got to be the boxes and then the recycling cans next to it. Yeah, that's perfect. Now the only thing that got to be brought out is the garbage, if there's any garbage. Don't bring it out yet. I'll have Marcus do it later. Thank you, Jaden. Hi, forever, Lisa. How are you, hon? No, no, no. Keep it out because we gonna. There's gonna be some notes right now. There's gonna be some notes right now, and what you have to write down is I love being a managing moderator for the People's Lounge. I will never give up my wrench. Period. Soldier will not write that, boy. Yeah, I've never met somebody who hates something so bad but is loved by the same thing by so many people. Like Foot Soldier is loved throughout YouTube. Her name rings bells. That's what it should be. Foot Soldier name ring bells. If I ever troll you, that's what I'm gonna name it. I'm gonna name it Foot Soldier name ring bells. Is it really? I swimming fires. Foot Soldier, don't be mad. Hold on, let me put the link in case somebody wants to come up. Yeah, I guess. Copy. Ready for today? Can we not do that? Bro, hey, what's up, King, my brother? How are you? I don't know. Foot Soldier, are you writing? Did you write that down? Thank you, Forever Lisa. I appreciate you. We were just talking about how much Foot Soldier loves being a moderator. She's the only person who never complains about being a moderator. How you doing, Dasmide? How you been? Huh? It hurts really, really bad. Oh. Boy, get down. Get down. No, Malachi. See this? Hi. See, this is. Oh, she ate the fire over the candle. Uh oh. Uh oh. You saw the fireworks? Where you saw them? Over there. Uh oh. Hi, Foot. I don't know who took my earpiece and was saying all that stuff about you being loving your moderating stuff. I know you don't. I don't know who would take my earpiece and say that. I'm looking around. It's probably one of these little kids running around me. I don't know.
Okay. They sound awful like you though.
Huh?
Sound like you.
They sound like me. Buenas noches.
I
They
had to
sound like
close,
me.
yeah, I had to close my windows. They popping fireworks already.
Mm-hmm. Out here too. I was like, what the fuck? At first I couldn't tell if they were fireworks or shots.
You popping
So
them cherry pies.
I was caught between ducking and wanting to look. I had one foot in and my head out the door, like
Why would you do that?
because if I had to run, I'd be almost safe, and if it was fireworks, I wouldn't miss them. Yo.
Okay.
That's the way to do it. That's needed. You gotta live it so it doesn't live you.
Malachi, didn't you fall last time?
Whatever.
Malachi.
I got saved.
You got saved? Why?
Yeah, because I was somewhere where I didn't need to be. I'll tell you about it.
Oh man,
Malachi, you want
we're always somewhere we don't need to be.
I mean, it
They
wasn't.
need to put. We need to put restrictions on our YouTube accounts.
No, it wasn't like a trouble thing. It was just told you about the behavior of the person. I'll tell you when I talk to you. And you,
Yeah,
I was out. I was like running through the street.
this is why you can't be in the streets.
No, running away, like running
Oh,
away.
bye, Mackay. Mackay's man.
What is he doing?
Where you going? What friend? No, don't go over there. Go inside. Mommy's telling you go inside. Yeah, he climbs up to the. Let me show you. Hold on a minute. Cause this is you got to see it so you can understand what I'm telling you. So Malachi be driving me crazy. Hold on. Oh wait, I gotta take it out this. Sorry, my daughter bought me a new case for the phone, and I forget how to use it. Okay, so hold on. All right. Okay, so here, I don't know if you can see it from there, but you see how there's a long, you see the black gate that's right there, right next to it? That long piece of brick? Malachi stands on top of there and wants to jump off of it.
So y'all gotta watch him.
That's a long fall. Like, so he's standing on top and he's like, Mommy, my heart is beating really fast. Count for me. And I'm like, um, I've been here and there. I haven't really been going live because, like, I've been trying to. Well, I was having a problem with my eye, and then I've been trying to like just really get the gist of how everything works in here. Um, and other than that, I've just been really chilling. You know how it is. Like I said, my grandkids. You hear them all the time. My kids, you hear them all the time. So finding a quiet time to go live is just not so easy anymore. But people say they don't care, so it's all right then. They don't care. I'll be going live more now.
Hmm.
Are you
That's
ready, Joyce? I mean, Crystal,
ready for what? Ready for what?
for the 4th of July.
I don't celebrate them holidays.
We don't celebrate them either. We try to run from them.
No, I'm not doing nothing really special. I got Morgan over here until Saturday.
Well, that's cool. Saturday, we're having a graduation barbecue for my grandson.
Now, see, that's something to celebrate.
He going into middle school.
Cool. Well, that's great. But no, I'm not doing nothing special. And that's on a weekday anyway, so I guess everybody gonna take the advantage and do their thing on the weekend.
Hmm. I
So,
don't really
and
like it anymore. Like they took out the fun from it.
really, why is that?
Cause people use that holiday to get back at people. Shootings and all of that. Like you can't. Before, like years ago, when my kids were small, I used to always take them to the firework display on the highway because they'll close down the FDR Drive and they'll have the whole firework display and it's a beautiful thing. But now it's crazy. I wouldn't even think about it. They're good. They're good. That's needed. They're getting big. They're getting big. Yeah, they said that it was really bad for Everly. So they said that it was really bad in Chicago and I forgot the other state, Cleveland. Yeah, they said it was really bad out there.
I mean, the
We
air.
have yeah, the air is really bad. We got like right now looking at the moon, it looks kind of orange. Um
That's from the heat.
yeah, we out here they've been putting up warnings and stuff like telling people, babies and anybody over 65 or people with health conditions shouldn't go outside. Um, it's crazy. I wonder. Sometimes I wonder, like, is this really just happening or are they making it happen? Like, I feel like the popularity is just out of control. So they try to do damage with uh the CV, the shit we just went through the past 4 years, and now they're doing other shit. Yeah, well, years ago we were able to throw fireworks and stuff, but now they made it all illegal in New York, like dead ass illegal. Like the only thing you can have is like the sparklers, the things that you light and it sparkles. That's it. Like fireworks, firecrackers, jumping jacks. We can't have none of that.
Mm, interesting.
I'm serious. That's needed. Like sometimes I really think if you look at it, like everything that's going on, the food, like the food supply is low. Anybody who goes to a supermarket can tell that the food supply is low. They're doing all this. They're giving all these animals these medications to have them grow faster. So it's I know it sounds absurd, but like sometimes I just think about it like is this a way that the government is controlling the population, right? And then they're doing all this stuff with the the abortion, right? Why? If you know that you're like you're like forcing women to have babies and like you already know it's hard enough. So what are they like trying to do? Rub out the old people because, and then they stop the abortion so this way they'll have babies too. Like this, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know.
hey Tanya, love,
It's a thought, though. Something to think about.
it is right, Tanya. Yeah, I was watching. I was watching the news. I was watching it. Like out here, it gets worse than where I was upstate because out here there's all these tall buildings and skyscrapers and stuff. So there's always like there's the air already in New York is bad.
Mm, real bad.
Well, I mean, we have the trains, we have the MTA, which is 24-hour service. So we have the trains that are running all the time. We have smoke pipes. We have
Don't forget
the
the smoke,
buses.
the stuff coming from the buildings.
Yep. The fire, well, not the fire, the chimneys and all that from the buildings. So the
Mm,
air quality in New York, as bad as it is, it's bad enough. Like, I kid you not, I've
mm.
been upstate since August of last year, and my daughter got sick 2 times. Since we've been here, she's been sick. It's crazy. Like, it is such a difference. Hey, Monica, thank you for coming by, hon. It is the we have all the congestion with everything. Like the one big hinder that we have is the fact that we have 24-hour NTA service. So that means 24 hours the trains and the buses are working. Then we have the Metro North, which is um the train that takes us up to White Plains and other areas. So with that, plus it's if you go downtown into Manhattan, like on every other block, there's a smoke pipe coming out of the street. The chimneys, the buildings, it's just there's just so much here. So right now, like looking up, it looks kind of like foggy, but there's no rain.
They stop buses
Yes,
here.
I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, Monica. That was crazy. They said that they had just Tiffany's is a big store out here. I believe it's on Fifth Ave,
Mm.
and they sell like I'm high end jewelry and whatever. And they had just spent, I think it was $3 million fixing up the place, and it caught on fire today.
Do they talk about closings there? They're closing quite a few markets here. They say the crime is high. So they deemed us as not a place you want to raise your kids.
Oh wow, no, they haven't did that here yet.
The big stores like
The one
Giants,
that
they're closing.
oh they haven't did that here yet. But honestly, with the way the cost is out here, because even the mom and pop stores like Fifth and 57th, yeah, that's it's across the street from the Donald Trump, the Playboy building.
And that's a big building, ain't it?
What happened?
It's a big building, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's
And
huge,
it
and
burnt
it's.
down, like totally burnt.
Oh look, Monica said they're closing Walgreens. It is. There's a. It's a. The cost out here it's crazy.
I think
Right now
it's
they're saying that by next year a dozen of eggs is gonna cost like $12.
I think we're being set up.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying. Like they're raising the EBT, and it just like with the rent, they raise the rent and they raise the food, but they keep your pay at minimum. They're raising the EBT, and then now the food has gone up.
Then they
They're
also was
raising the
Go ahead, I'm
That?
sorry. I'm sorry,
No, go
go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, yours is more important. I can wait.
Oh, that's Monica's coming up.
They're talking about these new chickens they putting out. So I'm telling people they already had those chickens out. They just telling us about it now.
Hi, Monica.
Hey,
Hey, Monica.
Mo. Hi.
Thank you for coming up, girl.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can't chat and talk. I'm tired. I've been reading documents
It's hard when
all
you're
day.
trying to say a lot.
Yeah. So Walgreens. So because of thieves, they've been going into like the Walgreens, the Rite Aids, the CVS, and stealing all the stuff. So they've
Uh huh.
had an enormous amount of loss, right?
Uh
So
huh.
they're closing. I forgot what the number was, but it's a significant amount of Walgreens because it made a shift in the pharmaceutical. Everyone trades stock, so it made a significant hit in the market. But when they closed them down, we then began to have a new issue because New Yorkers are also codependent on their prescription drugs.
Yes.
So what one less chain out here, that's which is normally where you get the most price. So because we got chain stores like Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid, it keeps the prices down because they
Competition.
compete with the mom,
Uh
right?
huh.
So they compete with the mom and dad locations, which can't compete, so they have to keep it at a certain level. So, what'll happen now when we lose Walgreens, it makes the prices of prescriptions go up
Go
because we
up.
lose some of the
Yep.
competition,
Yep.
um, which will have a big hit in a lot of our lower income neighborhoods.
Yes. Especially in the lower neighborhoods.
But isn't it like they already have a bunch of people who already can't afford medications already?
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, the people who can't afford the medications, to be honest, if you can get a prescription for a medication in the first place, the people that get Medicaid and Medicare, well, the people that get Medicaid,
Mm-hmm.
they can afford whatever can be written for them. Okay, because they won't write a prescription in the first place if your insurance is not going to cover it. They won't even write a prescription for it. It's the other people. It's the people that are on Medicare or the people that actually pay for their drugs or the people that work or the people who don't have insurance or have a very low insurance because they got Obamacare or one of those things, they're the people who are at a disadvantage. The truly poor are covered, but it's the
Mm-hmm.
working poor and the people in the middle that are the ones
That are
struggling.
screwed. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
messed
But
up.
it's true what Tanya said too. She said that's gonna lead to more street drugs. It is. It's a circle, and then more street drugs is gonna lead to more arrests, which is gonna lead to more. It's just it's a gov. I feel it's a government circle.
So you think it's a depopulation thing?
Well, they depopulized when they had the pandemic.
Yes.
That
And
was the
now this
most
fire. Yes.
natural. That was the most natural. What did the ex-governor over there in Jersey called it? It was natural something.
Was genocide?
No, he had another name for it, but he was like, the pandemic was just like it was naturally getting rid of people. But remember, we had a big issue anyway because we had something called the baby boomers. That generation was the ones that got hit the most, that they really needed to be not here any longer because they were causing us, well, they would have depleted the not unemployment, the social security, because they would have all been shifting to it in the next couple of years. They was like in their 70s and late 60s.
Yeah. Yep, and you
Mhm.
see what they're doing right now, right? They're not trying to pay Social Security. They're not trying to pay the Social Security.
Well, who
That's a
they're
whole
not
other
trying to
issue. That
pay?
was one of the bills that
Well, who they're not trying to pay on Social Security? Disabled people or people who worked and can't and now are retiring?
I
the
don't
people
know.
who are working who are now retiring, and they want to
Mm.
cut the money from the disabled people.
Well, the money from the disabled people I could kind of relate to, but it all depends on how someone became disabled, though.
Right, right. So like I agree with you to an extent. Like I agree with you. There's a lot of people who I feel that I don't know personally, but I've seen around and about who are on Social Security, and I don't think they need it. Like I just feel it's just a cop out.
Yeah, I think there is a codependence on the disability
Uh huh.
aspect, but again, it depends on who's disabled because you sent men out in the 90s to go fight a war that they didn't have to fight, looking for weapons of mass destruction and stuff, right? So we have a
Mhm.
whole generation that got
Of that.
right. So it depends on who's disabled and what caused the disability. But folks running around here being crackheads and drug addicts
Yes.
who I don't feel no passion for them, give them public assistance. I mean, you don't have to give them disability. It's just at a higher pay scale. But that's my own personal on it.
No,
That's
no, no. I agree with you. My son said the other day that Social Security is now becoming the new public assistance.
You sure
it
you ain't
is.
talking about SSI?
Well, there are
Huh?
two different
Yes.
there's two different streams of disability.
Mm.
So yeah.
What
Yeah,
is
I
it?
feel a lot of people
SSDI and SSD?
and they walk and talk just as good as I do. I don't
Mm-hmm.
look very strong, able, working. They could be working, but they
Well,
got
there is as a result of the pandemic, there is a large majority of folks on the with mental health issues
Uh-huh.
that were deprived treatment for the 2 years due to the pandemic, and you got them running around with you know they're in desperate need of support, and they don't have it.
and that's another thing they don't address. They don't, put any type of anything into it. It's like they
Just
leaving.
like out here, not all the people, but there's a large number of people. I mean, what was it last week? I believe there was two people out here that were going on the train stabbing people, cutting people, and they're claiming that they weren't on their medication, and it's all a circle. It's all a big circle to me. I just feel it's like something that's just regurgitating, and right now I feel just the government is in control of that. That's
Well,
just
tonight I intentionally did not come home on the express bus because I didn't want to get caught up with the fire stuff that happened on 57.
on 57.
So I was like, even though my bus comes down Madison, so
Uh-huh.
I would be at the tail end of it, but I didn't feel like being in traffic delays behind it. But it's interesting that construction work that they said they spent billions of dollars on,
Uh-huh.
that just took place and they reopened. So what did Tiffany's do in the interim? They opened satellite locations throughout the city because in Long Island, Manhasset, right, they have a little store. And I was wondering why they even had a little store over there because I only ever heard of the big mega store. So I never heard of the I was surprised when I saw the little store there.
Right.
So the question becomes what caught on fire down there, because they also just finished completing the Grand Central train station, which is running down and through there, up and through there, you know, in all in that same area. So just curious as to what really caught on fire that Con Ed was down there, and like what really happened. So we'll
Yeah.
just have to wait and see what they say about that.
If it leaks out,
No, if
cause
that's gonna come to surface, and the reason why it's gonna come to surface is because of how much money or loss there is from a insurance perspective.
yeah, that's a big hit. That's a big hit in Midtown.
Hmm.
Tiffany is a big hit,
And I want people to
and
know anybody can afford Tiffany's. Even though it has high end jewelry inside of there, it
uh,
also has more. It has reasonably priced jewelry as well.
a
I
lot
just
of places do. A lot of places do. It's
I
the
just
same
did my
thing with.
daughter's birthday. Yeah, I just did her birthday, and the theme this year was Tiffany's. So
Mm,
She had it already. You had the birthday already.
yeah, yeah. I bought her a piece of jewelry from there as a staple, and then I crocheted her dress that was in the color. The only thing I didn't get her was the bag I wanted to get her, but because Tiffany and Fendi did a collaboration, but I couldn't get one of those bags, they were too
oh,
expensive.
yeah. Fendi's another high end. I haven't heard that name in a while.
I've been wanting a Fendi
Everything,
bag this year.
And
everything out here seems to be Louis. Everything is Louis Vuitton, Louis Vuitton. Even my friends like Louis Vuitton, Louis Vuitton. I have this guy. He's gay. He has like his whole set, his backpack, his clutch, his luggage. I'm like, bro, and he lives in in Brooklyn. Oh man, what's that area called? I guess like in the Flatbush area because it's around
Okay.
that area.
Hmm.
Yeah, he lives there. I'm like, what the hell? Like, but
You know what's so funny? Like I have in the Louis Vuitton world, right? So I have my Neverfull bag that I've only wore like twice or three times since I've gotten it. And then I've had my Speedy, which is all beat up and everything, but I must have rocked her for years. And then
mm,
I bought a whole bunch of SLGs, like the small leather goods, like the keychain and the thing. I use those every day, but I had too many of
do you
the
do
small
you have
little purses, so sometimes they get on my nerves.
a favorite, Monica, out of all the
Of
bags
what?
that you have purchased?
Oh yeah, I do. Actually, I like anything I wear. I really like it. So like, well, I haven't really been out with the Neverfull because I only had it. I only used it three times because it can't get wet.
Oh, okay.
It's like a gremlin. If it get, like you got to check the forecast to see what it's gonna do today
Okay.
before you wear it. But I'm taking them all on vacation with me, and I figured out how I was gonna do it. But my favorite though is really that Gucci bag. And the reason why the Gucci bag is really my favorite is because before I had the fire, I bought one like that and I lost it in the well, before we had the fire, I had a Gucci bag when I was in um high school. So I had a Gucci bag, one Gucci bag the whole high school that I rocked from the beginning of high school to the end of high school, right?
Really?
And the year the fire, I had just taken it back down to Fifth Avenue, and they had refurbished it for me. I'd send it to them, and I got it back that weekend before the fire. So I hadn't taken it
Mm.
out of the box or anything. And so when I saw it burnt up, I was a little hurt.
Oh,
So I
wow.
was, yeah, it was just like one of those things. I was like, I was really hurt by it. And it's one of those things that also made me come to reality like, I'm never gonna really like spend buco bucks
Right.
on, on materialistic things because you could just replace it, right? Like it's a loss and then
That's
you
a,
just don't
that's a
have it. So
good mindset to have.
yeah, but when I did buy my the Gucci that I have now, it's because I wanted it ever since I started the channel. I went to the outlet, I saw it there, and I was like, "Oh, I should get this." And then I didn't get it, and then a couple years passed, and I finally got it. But it was almost double the price. So when
Hmm.
I saw it, no, when I saw it at that outlet, that time I think it was like $600. It was very cheap. It was like five something, $600. When I bought it, it was about almost close to 1,000. So
Mm.
I was like,
You spend that much on the bag? And
yeah,
I know you get the most out of your bags, don't you?
but I'm gonna
Yes,
wear
she
my bag
does.
too.
She has
I'm gonna
bags
wear
for
my
Monday,
bag.
Tuesday, and Wednesday. She has daily bags.
I don't wear my
Okay.
bag till it falls out. No, I don't really have that many bags. I had a bunch of I told people like when I had the fire, I went into work like a week later and I remember the girls in the office, one of the girls went emptied her bag and gave me her bag.
Mm.
She was like, "'Cause I know how you are about your bags, and to see you without a bag, I can't imagine." She just emptied her contents into a plastic shopping bag and gave me the bag off of her back. And I was just like,
Oh
"You have to do
wow.
this?" And she was like, "No, I know how you was about your bags." She said, "That's all I was thinking about, is this lady in her handbags."
And why do
Mm.
you think people have a misconception of workers that commute? You know, some people have cars, but it's more convenient for them to catch a bus or a train or whatever is in that state that they can
In New
ride other
York.
than their car.
Well,
Yeah.
in New York, right?
Hmm.
Are both of you from New York or only one of us?
I'm from New York.
Okay, so here's the reality. New Yorkers do not own vehicles. They
Not at
Hmm.
all.
public they commute via public transportation. So anybody that tells you otherwise has a problem. Only
Mm-hmm.
people that have a car in New York really are people that use it for work.
Travelers. Yeah.
So their job involves a vehicle like plumbers, like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right. So now in Queens, in different boroughs like Queens and in Staten Island, people own a car because you need that to get around because transportation is not
It's
um
limited.
yeah, it's very limited.
It's
And
limited. They in New York City, certain parts.
mhm,
Hmm.
yeah, that's what it
Is
is.
that me cutting up or her?
I don't know.
Nobody.
It went out.
Yeah, for a minute, but you good. I can hear both of you guys.
But yeah, in New York, like in Queens, we used to be a two fare
Hello?
zone. Oh, did
I
it
don't
still cut
know.
out?
I don't hear anything.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear her too.
No, she's not saying anything.
I think she probably having a little technical difficulty. So what was you saying about Queens, Monica?
So in New York, Queens is a two fare zone. Staten Island was a two fare zone. So in order to get around, you needed to really ride the bus and pay one fare, and then ride something else and pay another fare. So a couple years ago, maybe like 2 decades ago, they changed it and made it into a transfer zone. So that
Oh,
cut back, so that
we
more
used
people.
to have a transfer zone. We don't have it anymore. You get
Yeah.
you get an all day pass, and that's that.
But yeah, traveling in New York, I just wanted to say if you're traveling and anywhere from right, well, I'm in the Bronx, so going from the Bronx anywhere into Manhattan at this point, your best bet is going to be taking public transportation because right now they're putting tolls on all entrances into Manhattan, where you're gonna have to.
You cut out.
So they're calling that congestion something. That's what that project is, and that's why I'm leaving New York.
You
Because
leaving?
oh yeah. Oh
People
yeah.
leaving here, chill. Everybody getting out of Dodge. Where they
No,
at?
I'm getting out of New York because two things. I work in Jersey
Okay.
and I'm living in New York. So I have to pay
Okay.
New York taxes and I have to pay Jersey taxes.
They hitting you double, ain't they?
Right. So it's just that's just ridiculous right there. And then I'm not about to pay to cross across water.
He said, forget it.
Yeah, I'm not about to do that. But I don't drive into Manhattan on a regular anyway unless I'm going into Jersey.
hmm
And that's it.
Well, I asked about the driving, the commute, because here they park their cars and they'll catch a train. And that's the funny thing. You live in a city, but you work in the outskirts. And you live in the outskirts, but you work in the city.
Well, for me, um I'm
I was
taking
talking
it.
about here. I wasn't talking about
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, but like my experience, I walk like 30 minutes to get to the train station. And then I take the Long Island Railroad into Penn Station. And then I take a train into New Jersey.
Okay.
So but they're making us return to the office. Um, but I don't think that's gonna last
They
more.
did the same thing to my daughter. She had to go to the office as well. She does the
Yeah, I just think it's gonna hold to the it's good weather right now, but as soon as the winter comes, all you gotta do is say you got a cold. Ain't nobody wants you in their office with you sniffling and stuff. So that's gonna be out the window. She's still trying to connect back in. But yeah, it's ridiculous. But I spent a lot of money so I have to pay for a car note.
Yes, wow.
Yeah, car note, car insurance, and then two major trains, which is ridiculous.
Right, sounds like it. But so
Yeah.
you think you be gone from there by this year?
Um, I don't really know because
It's an echo.
hold on, let me go check my setting. No, she's still trying to reconnect.
I tell you, man, it's the internet because it's me too. Hey,
Okay,
Tanya. Hi, Cynthia.
I'm fine now.
Sorry, guys. My internet is bogus as F right now.
All right, I turned off my echo cancellation. Um, you
Let
got
me.
two appearances on your thing. You're gonna have to look in your windows and see if you got another windows with StreamYards open. You're gonna have to close that one.
Okay. Now you
But
were saying you don't know when
um
exactly you're going to make that move.
I'm currently looking for I'm looking for another place to reside. But you know, these people on here, they be doing all kinds of stuff. You know, they be in your business.
Yeah, well, that's they can't change anything, right?
Right. No, but I'm just saying on this internet, they be all
No,
in your
I don't want
business.
you to tell me nothing, no
Yeah,
direction.
no, but I'm just saying they be all in your business trying to figure out where you live at, how you live in, wherever. Who your dead parents are, what your dead
You just,
parents own,
you just
why
had to
you live in your dead
you,
parents' house, you
Monica,
know.
Monica, you just had to throw that out there, right?
What?
What you just said.
Yeah, because I can't believe they did that.
Yeah, well, you see, that's another thing that gets me. How can y'all not believe? Listen, this is my issue with
Go
when it
ahead.
comes to people. If you've been on here a while, right?
Hmm.
So there's certain people on here, the behavior doesn't change. So it's like me, for me, like if I go to where my old stomping grounds at, guess what they doing? They doing the same thing they was doing 5 years ago, right? So
Ooh-wee.
don't be surprised when people constantly doing the same thing over and over again, right? So people be like, oh, I can't believe they did that. Why not? Why not? I mean, people gonna do what they gonna do. I mean, long as it's, and don't let it get to a point where you don't let it affect you in a way where you're participating in the back and forth behavior. You know what I mean?
I hear you,
Because
Foot Soldier.
you've been through that already,
You Foot
right?
Soldier.
Let me mute. Let's see what happens.
It's not you. Because she's got the other, so it's either she's got the YouTube open or she has it in another
Well,
people.
you fine now, but I just
That's
want
because she
people.
muted.
It's
It's
all
because she
about
muted.
okay, but it's all about your character on here, right? So if your character is always gonna be, so people want to move the goalposts. For me, it's always gonna be your action speaks volumes. So if your actions are of that, is say like if you and me had an issue and we still having the same issue that we had last year, the year before that, and the year before that, that doesn't make sense to me. So at some point, when you're gonna make that cut to cut that person loose and leave it there because it's not gonna change. It doesn't matter who the person is. It's always gonna be someone else and the activity is going to be the same. So I think a lot of times we make more out of something than what it needs to be. Whether they want to be that way or not, I don't know. Just protect your energy, right? And let everything else take care of itself. It's okay to speak on some things, but these arguments and these beefs, a lot of them are unnecessary to me. Just if the person is constantly doing the same thing, when are you going to make the conscious decision to let that go? Because it doesn't fare well for you. People get into your personal and they say, no, it's just YouTube. Not when you go into my personal life. It's more than just YouTube now because we all are human and we all have a life.
Right.
We all have children. We have grandchildren. You have people who work. So now for me, like I said earlier, people seem to get I mixed up with we and they. There's no freaking way you going to drag me, drag my family, call my job, call my residence, and you and me are smiling in each other's face. That's not happening. I could not do that. So when you do that, and then you're going to go back at that same person because the behavior has been shown over and over. You guys go back at each other again. The same people that you say you forgave, that you say you apologize for, because some apologies on here are disingenuous and it be gone. Once you do all these personal things to me, it's gone beyond apologies. There's no amount of apologies would suffice for me. I'm speaking for me and all those who go do this. Stop doing it. Stop it. Just move on Find something else to do something better, because you can do something better. I think a lot of people that's beefing have some other qualities. They just have to figure out what they are and show them, because all this back and forth with one another is not getting nowhere. I mean, it's the same thing over and over again. So when are you going to make that conscious decision to cut ties with people? Everybody act like that's a disease. No, I'm not fucking with you no more. Excuse my language. If you dragging me through these YouTube streets, there's no way in hell that's going to happen. So now you all together again, all happy and jolly. Then one little thing happened, and what happens? All of y'all fighting again. Same people. It's not just over here, it's everywhere on social media. So don't nobody feel special about what I'm saying, and don't take what I'm saying in a bad way. We going by your behavior. Your action speaks volume. Stop trying to move the goalposts. That's a fact. It's not hearsay, and it's not an opinion. You go by people's actions. Your action speaks volumes. It shows your character and who you are as a person.
Did you see? Did you see what happened today?
No. Something bad?
Well, I don't know. Did you participate in my recent poll? Did you see it? Not you don't have to answer. Did you answer it? Did you see my poll?
I plead the fifth.
Okay. All right. So not in participating, but did you see the poll? Are you aware of the poll?
Question. Yes, I seen the poll. Damn it.
Okay. So it's like,
Monica, don't put me on blast.
Okay, but so I'm sitting up here and I'm like, okay, it's a poll in Monica's world.
Okay, is your poll, and is that part of your community wall, right?
It was on my community wall. It was my
community wall, right? So everybody, what does it take for you to get a community wall? What do you have to have certain hours? What? How does that work?
I believe the new qualifications is to have 500 subscribers.
Oh, okay.
Where it ended at, it was having 500 subscribers. You can get a community wall. It could be less now, but that was where it last was. When I got a community wall, which is all I ever
believe it's
wanted.
less because
Oh, yeah, people are utilizing their community walls. I noticed, and that's a good thing.
But YouTube wanted them to. They wanted to.
But you get comments, and the comments might not be what you expect, or you're gonna get some feedback. So you did a community wall. I played the fifth, and okay, and they didn't like what you put up. Was it directed at anybody?
You know what I think happened? I think they looked at the community wall and two things happened. They started to reflect on what I said and then what the votes were reflecting.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a statement in and of itself.
Well, I mean, I don't get it. If it's a community wall, it's your community wall. You putting up there what you want to put up there. We all know everybody's not going to agree with what you put on your community wall, what you speak when you speak on your channels. Who cares? I'm sick of this shit. Who gives a damn what someone else feels?
Well,
if I'm speaking in general, and guess what? Don't feel special because y'all not the only ones that do it. It's a collective group of you, and you all over YouTube. So if you don't like, I think it's good to express your opinion, but when it becomes a negative thing, it's a problem. It's your community wall. I should put whatever I want on my community wall. But if I'm not directing it at no particular person, I'm speaking in general as a whole, because it's a bunch of people that do this stuff, okay? So everybody just needs to take a chill pill and just calm down. It's not that deep. It's not.
I
People
think
look
the
for
issue, I think the
it's
issue
you. The
today,
issue is you. You are the issue. Okay?
I
You.
think the issue today, as it stands, is that
Change your
um,
name.
folks want to control the narrative, and you can't control everyone's narrative.
Right.
You can
Well,
only control your own.
it's you,
And
Michael. You need to
and
change.
around here, yeah, around here, people want to control everyone's. This is why that construct that I speak on, the group think,
Mm.
is a
Well,
sad event around here. And what makes it sad is that we're talking about people that are in the middle ages now, right? 40 plus year
yeah,
olds, right?
there you go with the old age stuff. Okay.
Well,
Whatever.
I'm just saying we're talking about older,
They say
mature
old.
people.
I mean,
Older,
I'm in
mature
my
Right.
people
feelings now.
who
I can
should
be in my
know
feelings,
better.
people. I feel people's lounge. I can be in my feelings. Okay. Chill out.
I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead,
but it's
Monica.
just it,
She's
I'm just
out.
saying these
No, I'm
here
just
we're
trying to make a
talking.
little light or something. I'm not trying to
Yeah, I
make fun
know.
of you or anything. I'm just you
No,
gotta
I
take
know.
my
I hear
joke.
what you.
My jokes are sarcastic. Okay, that's how I
I
get
hear
that.
you. I hear
Okay,
you. But
so go
these
ahead.
are
I'm
people.
sorry.
These are people with grown kids at this point. But these are people who have raised the generation who don't understand this stuff. I can't
Mm-hmm.
believe that to be true.
Why not? You see it every day. It's
It's
everywhere.
peer pressure.
I don't know if it's
Amongst
peer
adults.
pressure. It could be a combination of things. Maybe
Yes.
is to me the biggest thing is they just don't like you. Okay. To me, what I've
Oh,
noticed about
well,
social media since
You
I've
ain't
been on
you ain't telling
here,
me nothing I don't know.
okay, so there you go. You got your answer. But
No,
it
I
all
said
becomes on who you like. If I like you, you can do whatever you want to do. And you can go and get at somebody who did the same thing the person you like do. But we ain't gonna say nothing about that person. We ain't gonna say nothing about that person that I like. They're going to say something about the person they don't like. So it is what it is. I mean, it's a headache on the head. And sometimes it could drive you to drink and do some drugs and some more shit if you allow it to. That's where I'm at. I be wanting to throw the phone. I be like, I want to do a thing where I do skits, right? So when people say something like, I was in a chat and they was like, they was talking about this person the bad behavior they was displaying. They was like, I thought you had, what did he say? She thought she had more, something he said that he thought this woman had that she never freaking had. Because her behavior showed that she didn't have it, but you saying you thought she had it? It was like one of them things where I want to go up to the top of the ceiling and just come flying down until I hit the floor. Because that was one of those things where I'll be wanting to do skits on what people say about people that show the different that the behavior has been different than what the person said that they thought of them as. And I was like, how would you think that about someone who has shown you? Stop trying to overlook people's bad behavior because you rock with them. If you rock with them, you got a rapport with them off live. Please take it off live. Tell that person, hey, you need to slow down. Whether they listen or not, you told them, right? So if you can't say we friends and you put me on Front Street when you and I have a little issue, if we talking all the freaking time or we talking 2 or 3 times out of a month, you couldn't call me and tell me you had an issue with me. You gonna hit a lie and put me on blast, and in the same breath, you saying I'm your friend. That's some tongue pull out your mouth shit for me. No, that's not a friend. A friend gonna be with you, is gonna tell you when you're right and wrong, and want you to do the same. We don't have that. The behavior on here is atrocious. with one another. But we the same people, when some white guy shoot a black person or that person died, y'all doing lives on it and talk about injustice when we on this bitch doing the injustice to one another. So how can we talk about injustice other places when we're doing it to one another? You feel me?
Well,
Um,
my opinion is that I saw the post Monica's talking about, and I seen what she wrote, but I also understand Monica. Monica, like everybody else, has the right. At one point, I voiced an opinion, and I had people calling me out, telling me my opinion was wrong, or I had to explain it. And I'm like, well, it's my opinion. I don't gotta explain shit. Like,
Yeah, I ain't
you
on
know,
the pick on that
you don't
shit.
gotta like my opinion, but my opinion is what it is. And I feel like that was kind of where her post, and I did vote, and I voted for the majority. I voted where the majority was because it just seemed like it was going in that direction. So I just feel that the person who who then made the ad, I think that's where it's going. They made a post adding Monica because I saw that as well.
mhm.
Got information from somebody who they have declared is their bestie. And this is like a whole other situation going on with this
But
person.
isn't that kind of like the situation they just was beefing about, bringing some information, talking about somebody
But
from
the thing
another
is
place?
that, but you see, the thing is that Monica has a very intellectual way of putting things, and she
No, I'm
will put
talking about
things.
the person
But
that's
this is what I'm telling you. This
talking
is what
about
I'm
it.
telling you. This is what I'm telling you. So the way she worded it, when I read it, I just took it like, okay, well, no, this is what it seems like to be. They took it as it was about them. It's kind of like that saying Mama Chosen always says, a hit dog will holler.
Oh, they definitely hollered.
Okay,
I read it. I
so
read it.
now, so now
But I got it from several. And honestly, I got it from several directions. And
okay, how you feel about it?
I feel like um everything is supposed to be conversational. So it's supposed to, when I do something, it's supposed to provoke thought, right? So that people will be like, hey, you know what? If I was to take one of those things particularly and reflect on it and say, yo, wait a second, is someone taking over my platform? If someone bringing their issues to my house, and now it has caused me a lot of problems in my own home.
Right.
That was it. But it's not the same as telling the person that they don't have a right to go and make new friends.
Right. And I agree with you on that.
You understand?
I
And
agree
that was
with you
the
on that.
issue. That was the issue I was having. I was saying that woman has a right to go wherever
To
she
go
wants
wherever
to
she
go,
wants.
make whatever friends she want to make, and you should be mature enough not to go over there and be like, hey, be careful, watch out, whatever, whatever, because we're all talking about adults.
Right.
They will find out on their own by you going over there and you telling them something. One, you're blocking them from seeing for themselves.
Well, that
And
hold on a
two,
second. With that, I'm just gonna say there's a wrong that. So what happened was is from if I'm right,
mhm,
if I stir myself right, because I think I've been pretty much up on it. The problem wasn't where this person went and made new friends. The problem was on that new friends panel,
right.
that person was talking about the people. So I don't think it was, but like in a fight, in a cat fight, they're going to scratch, pull hair, claw eyes. You can't tell people how to hit you in a fight. And I think that's what escalated it to everything else being said about that person. I feel that the person who owned the panel should have told that person who joined the panel, we're not going to talk about that here. Like, you have your own space for that. so the problems won't come here,
But they
But did
right?
you
didn't.
hear how some
And
of
that's where,
They didn't do that though.
but did you hear how some of it went down? When you listen to the new friend, right? The new friend says, well, you asked me what happened, so I told you. Now you don't
right,
like the fact that I told you. So I wanted to know how much of that was true.
right. Well,
No.
the thing is that even
Mhm.
still, no matter who, no matter who was in the chat, it's kind of like you sitting. It's kind of like, let's say I'm on your panel right now, and somebody comes in and says, "Well, people around, I heard you had a beef with Cynthia, brown skin Cynthia. What's going on?" And I'm on your panel, and it has nothing to do with you. I'm gonna tell said person, you know what? I'll go live later on and I'll talk about that. You have to show discernment when you're in somebody else's house. That's what you have to do. You have to say, listen, I don't want to bring that here. And that's
Mhm.
all the people from the people who that was with the that's what they were saying. They weren't saying we don't. Oh, you got a new friend. We're mad. They were saying don't talk about us.
Oh, but you know what happened? See, now that's a different. I have a different opinion on. See what happened there? What
We gonna get
happened?
it.
Y'all
What
need
happened? What happened there is that both other people was over in that other place, right? And
Right,
they was comfortable as heck. Cause
right.
I was watching them and I was saying to myself, well, God darn it, these people are kind of personable. I was
Yes.
watching them over there and I was saying, oh, and I was learning things about them that I never heard before. And I was also learning about me, some stuff I had heard that I never heard before. So I was hearing it being said the first time ever for myself on that lady's platform by these other women. So I can definitely say I understood the part that they went to a new place and was speaking on some old stuff. And I was able to really hear them express themselves. And I was saying to myself, you see, when people get an opportunity to express themselves, they're not gonna go
Uh-huh.
back to some place where they can't express themselves.
they expressed
You
Uh-huh.
themselves enough at the old place. Hey, so I guess they need to find something new. I don't
Well,
know.
the thing is that uh before the whole shenanigans ended, they were traveling together, and
Mhm.
they did call that home, and that was they were you know getting along with the people, and that's what had sparked a big issue
Mhm.
because of the falling out. That one person, they felt that that one person just shouldn't have brought the problem. But
But but didn't
if
they
I
do?
understand it, huh?
No, I ain't even going there. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But and that's what quite a few people were telling the person on the community wall. That's kind of what they were saying, that you're following this one person and you don't know what damage was done. Why? I muted. Mac, are you mad at me?
It's 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 about
Good.
time everybody should just go to your neutral corners and
But
regroup.
can you see? Let's look at it from a different perspective. Let's look at it from people being in a relationship with your partner, right? Imagine just being in a relationship with your partner, and then you break up with your partner, and your partner now is in a new relationship. Do I go over there and reach out to my ex partner's new relationship and tell her everything that he did wrong to me?
No, but people do it.
No,
That's
unless she comes over to the house talking stuff to you because he went and told her some stuff that you said about her.
Who comes over? So you thinking my ex partner's new girl comes over to me.
Yes, because your ex
Mm-hmm.
partner told his new girl that you said
Mm-hmm.
some stuff about her.
Mm-hmm.
So when she comes over and you start going at it, like I said, you can't predict what's gonna happen in a fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So her coming over to you, give me 1 second. Her coming over to you because he said some stuff instead of her coming over to you and saying, "Look, I heard whatever." She comes
But
over
this
to you
is
in a different.
why would the new woman, right, be coming over to the ex woman to tell her anything? You got
That's
the man.
right, but the man went and told her that you were saying some bad stuff about her.
So
You
in the
right,
new
Rose Gold. This is middle school and high school nonsense. This is what we're talking about,
I
folks.
mean, but see, when people hear it like this, then they start to reflect on it and say, why am I in the middle of something like this?
I'm not in it. I'm
Right,
glad.
because
No,
it's
no, but
childish as
no,
hell.
I know.
no,
I just had to put that out there. We're just speaking on
yeah,
it.
we're just we're speaking on scenarios and not any specifics that have to do with anybody's situations right now. We're just talking about the different things we see going on in relationships.
It happens all the time. It seems like I get where you going with it. You saying the old is going over there messing with the new.
I say the old is messing with the new, but in her scenario right now, she said that the ex done told the new girl some stuff that I supposed to have did, and she coming to check me.
That's what happened.
So I can see
Listen,
that too.
listen, it go. Listen, we
Okay.
from New York, Mo. You know, we got all different types of scenarios.
It's
I
going
don't
But
think,
down.
but
at the end of the day, at the end of the day, when said person went to the other person's house, that person should have never brought it with her, and the person who owned that house should have told that person, "Don't do that here." Right? So it took a lot of people to speak on what's going on for that person to then see a live or something that a dirty delete did to sit back and say, wait a minute, so you're not so innocent in this whole shenanigan.
Unfortunately, I think the owner of the house, was at that place at least a week ago. But
So
what
do
had
I.
happened was, um, the conversation got shifted because that came up a week ago when I was on the platform a week ago.
Hmm.
If you go back and listen, you will hear the owner saying, "Listen, you kind of serving two magistrates over here, and you can't do that."
Right.
So it was kind of there, but I think some other stuff. I think when some other people blew in there and started speaking on their own behalf, it became a real it became a distraction. I think they've been trying to get out of that relationship for a second anyway.
Hmm.
okay, when you walk away from it and you keep it moving, you don't look back. When you're speaking on what happened where you left from, that means you still affiliate yourself with the old when you're trying to start anew. So you can't say you're trying to start anew and you backtracking to the old, because you are backtracking to the old. So I don't think nobody's jealous of that person. That's just how I see it. Good
Mm.
riddance. That's what I say. Good riddance and happy trails.
And honestly, like I said it too. I said, the way I deal with people is I have one rule. What you do to others, you have no problem doing to me.
That's
I
my
don't need
thing.
I don't need to be your friend to say, oh well, if I see you doing some crazy shit, I'm just not gonna roll with you. And don't, like Dr. Phil says, no matter how flat a pancake is, there's always two sides. You can't just go with one side and run with it. You have to hear, as much as you can before you make a decision.
But why
Listen, that
even
part,
hear it? But why hear it if you have to go by the person's behavior with you?
right. Well, that's why I find myself kind of okay, kind of lucky because if, like I said, if I see you do it to somebody else, I'm not gonna put myself in a position for you to do it to me. That's it. That's all. And the person who brought the problems over there, she went over there with a lot of luggage, and nobody tried checking to see where she was traveling from. I guess. Hey, Nanya.
Well, I will tell you this. A lot of people went to new platform and took luggage with them.
Of course.
So,
I guess it was old luggage. I don't know.
mhm, they needed to get some new bags.
I
I
don't
can
see
help them out. I can help them out. They
no
needed to get some
helping
new bags.
nobody. No, they let them fend for themselves. Yeah.
But it's just unfortunate at this moment. But I
It's
honestly
not
think that
unfortunate.
Cole.
Why is it unfortunate? The behavior has been the same. So my thing is this: if the behavior had been the same, what do people expect? It's like
Okay, let me.
it's like people telling me a lie, right? And I know you lie. You lied to me many, 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 many times before. So why would I want you to come out here and say, be honest, tell the truth? If you never did. If you never did, so why would I expect that of you?
There you
All
go.
right.
Yes, Nanya. Nanya said it. He said none of them like each other. They have bonded out of their mutual hate for others. Yes.
That sounds like a me problem.
Well, when I say it's unfortunate, some people want us to believe they just got here.
Uh,
You
uh,
understand? So when you listen to some of these homeowners, they're like they're in the new homeowner association and they just got here. But when you listen to them get down and dirty, they begin to disclose to you that they've been here before.
so you saying they told on themselves.
They told
Yes.
on themselves.
Yes.
That
So,
I absolutely heard that.
Yes. Yes,
I don't have
ma'am.
no bug in it. I just hope people need to just regroup, go to y'all neutral corners.
But listen, if you're pretending never to have been here and then you were here, you know what the issues are then. So these are not new things that you just fell into, by mistake.
So you was like saying you don't know, but you do know. It's because you want the all the arguing and all the back and forth and who did what in your space that you say you talking about that person that said they don't want it there, but I beg to differ. For me, someone coming to my space telling me something about another side that I don't know about, hey, take that back where you came from. But you invited, you entertained it over and over again.
Over.
That's a
Yeah.
lot. I'm not looking at the person that came to tell it. I'm looking at the person
Like
who's
you.
entertaining it. That's what
Yes.
I'm looking at. That's what I look at that person. That's how I feel about the situation.
That's like getting your high blood pressure up and getting all aggy and aggravated. You don't have to, because it's everything is gonna unravel itself.
Mm.
Everything, what it's done in the dark will come to the light. You just gotta let it unravel.
I think
And
people link up
unfortunately,
so they can argue.
unfortunately, that person went to a side where one of the women, and I watch her, and I really like her. She unraveled it quick. She was like, I seen it. You get on the panel, nobody could talk. You're talking over everybody. You're causing confusion. You're going here. That's all to distract from what is gonna come out.
Maybe so, but it's up to the channel holder to tell her to chill or drop her ass down. You can't sit there and don't say nothing. When I watch the video, I'm like, who running this show? She was running that. She was running. Say, pay me though, Monica.
But that's why the comment that's why one of the options bothered
You
them.
caught that too, right?
Yeah, that's why the option bothered them, because it was like, you are a member of so and so's,
Yeah.
and that's what pissed the person off.
Mm-hmm.
At least from my perspective.
Yeah, I mean, she was running that. Who is this person? And why you say that? Don't say nothing to me. I'm leaving. Don't leave. Don't leave. Please don't leave, girl. Bye.
Bye.
You wouldn't have
Let
been
me help you out. Hold on. Let me help you out.
You wouldn't have been listen. That's like inviting someone to your home and they take their shoes off and put their feet on your table. Oh no, you won't. That's your house. You do not let nobody come and run your house. I don't care who it is, friend or foe. People play too much
Yeah, you
on.
can.
It's nerve wracking. I can't. I'm getting a headache. Just talking.
Don't get a headache, because maybe people don't know proper etiquette. But I also,
What I'm thinking, you guys who are listening, don't link up with people that you have an issue with just so you say you make up with these people. Then really be genuine about it. Don't keep making up with them just so y'all guys can have a fallout, and here we got the same old argument again. At some point it gets old and it's not worth your time and energy. Just stop it. That person has shown who she's been all these years. So when you guys link up with her, don't get mad with her when she show you who she is over and over again. If she gone, say good riddance and be done with it. You can't, and next time, a month or two down the line, oh, hey, sis, that's the same person that you just was fussing with months ago, right? And months prior to all this mess happening, she was y'all sis. She was in the hee-haw people, right? The hee-haw gang, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, wait, I think we got a beat. We got a whoo.
No,
Hi.
let me retract it. She was in the woo-ha gang. Am I saying it right? Right? It's on a serious
I don't
note.
even remember the name of it no more.
Okay. but still, she was once y'all sis months ago. She was the same person she was the year before that and the year before that. So y'all gonna have to take that blame. Most of that blame goes on y'all. So y'all now want this lying person to all of a sudden tell the truth. She's not. She has to admit that she has a problem first and foremost and take care of that before she can take care of anything else. Everybody knows how addicts' behavior are. Y'all need to stop playing on here. We either got a family member that's an addict or we live around someone that does. Their behavior is dysfunctional. They cause nothing but chaos. They the type of people that still in front of you and look you in your face and tell you that they didn't take what you just seen them take. So stop expecting more out of this person who hasn't shown you more.
Okay, wait a second. But I think something has happened, because now let's just break this down a different way. Okay?
Do we have to?
No, we don't have to.
Let's go ahead. I ain't trying to run your chat, People's Lounge. Go ahead, Monica. Let me go on mute so I won't get in trouble.
Well, let me see. I want to look at it from everything is cool. I don't care how you destroy my house. But what would make me want to throw you out of my house now? Did you borrow some money from me and then give it back?
No, sometimes it does. It does. I think people give people chances and chances, but y'all got to stop expecting people to be different when they haven't shown you different. I don't care. who
Okay,
don't
that
like
might
it.
I can live with
I
Listen,
that.
ain't think no
it's
different.
okay. It's okay. Listen, when a person shows you who they are and you've been through experience with them, it's okay if they have grown. Watch their growth from a distance because the hardest thing in life is doing something the first time. Once you do it that first time, it gets easier after that. So if that person has grown and you want to see their growth, just watch it from a distance. Because when they get around you, you're a comfort zone for them to repeat what they've done again.
If they
Nobody here is the
grown,
innocent bystander. Everybody here is repeat offenders because this play has been played. This is like remember the Titans, like that one play that they had to switch up at the end because it's been used so many times they were already used to it. This is what this is. Stop making excuses for people. Just listen to them, watch them. If your mind, your heart, and your soul is telling you there's something off about this person, then listen to them. And if you don't, then you got what you deserve because you put yourself in that position.
if the behavior hasn't changed all this time, unless they take care of that serious problem they got, it's not gonna change. It's not gonna change. It's been over and over. We in year 5, and Lord knows how many people been here before that. It's that same person when I encountered them. It's the same way they were when I encountered them today. So with that being said, if you guys giving these people second chances, third chances, fourth chances, five chances, don't expect nothing different. Don't expect no truth. Don't expect them to be considerate. They will get what they want from you and then show you their
Mm-hmm.
behind kiss. And they going on
Mm-hmm.
somewhere else. They not so ran out of here. They wore out their welcome over here. Okay, so they trying to find another home to go to and start a new wearing out their welcome. Let have, let have.
See, and I feel different with that. I feel that I don't believe they were ran out over here. I believe that they were looking for somewhere to go because over here started drying out for them. Once they found somewhere to go, instead of them just leaving and not causing all this friction, because they would have been okay. But all bringing all this stuff with you, all you did was just because, from what I understand, they're not even so welcomed on that other side anymore either.
Well, I don't think they're gonna stop supporting her. They shouldn't, but just don't get into nothing that she got going on elsewhere. Period. That's it. That's all. It causes a bunch of confusion, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be no confusion. You can't say bye over here, but still over here, right? You said bye, but you still was here. So I mean, do your thing. What you gonna
Well,
do?
on this thing right here, some of these people, right, they get embedded in places to find out information for it to become future content. So I
Yeah.
gotta wait and see how that unfolds because remember, well, let's just put it like this. That's a person that if you had them close to you, at some point they can also become a big problem for you depending on what you confided in them. So
I don't know. I just think that people should just um go to their neutral corners.
one of the conversations one of the women had was, I told you something I shouldn't have told you, and it might come out and it's something I shouldn't have said. And this is about their personal life. So eventually, when that person gets mad at some people, they might out that stuff.
They do it all the time, so I wouldn't be surprised.
No, we won't be surprised over here. But I should have added that to the thing. Like, are y'all
But
willing? Are y'all ready to hear that? Like, you
if
you
you
understand?
saying if you saying some of them already been over here, then they should know. how that person is.
Well, I'm not sure that everyone that's over there has experienced what happens over here.
And from when it first popped off, I read the chat and they was like, leave that alone. Don't get into that. That person, of course, didn't pay any attention to their people. And when people give advice to people that they speak to or they feel like they close to, the first thing come out of some people's mouths is, "Oh, you trying to run the channel? You trying to run the channel holder?" No, y'all can't sit here and use that friend word too loosely. You my friend, you gonna tell me I'm wrong about some stuff, and I'll do the same for you. That's it. That's all. Stop saying you love people when you don't. You have to love yourself first. Also have respect for yourself before you can possibly have respect for others. So all this fighting is unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Y'all know how that person is. Y'all continue to support her. And the outcome is the same as it was last year when y'all had a problem with her. And the year, like I said, I'm going to keep going back to that. Every year, it doesn't change. I don't care who likes it and who do and who don't. That person, to me, no, brings nothing to the chat but drama. I stand on that. And I told her that. She didn't
Hey,
like it.
everybody.
She
Hey,
didn't. Who
Hey,
is this?
Monica. Hey, Foot
but
Soldier.
Oh, I thought I got
what's
away.
up? Long
I
time
was
no
running.
talk.
That's who I was running from.
I kind of figured it.
No, we were supposed to do something over here, but I'm just saying it's always gonna be your behavior, guys. Y'all have to take a look at that. And when people behavior doesn't change, you have to take a look at yourself because you can't keep holding on to that person. They're not going to change. They're not.
I know. I wanted to say something to Monica. Me and
Yeah.
Monica I would be in her chat and she would not even notice me, right? Now, Monica knows what I stand for because when I see something wrong, I did not know Monica like that, but I tried to get in touch with somebody that knew Monica. I was like, some shit ain't right. So I said, hey, let me let you know this. And then I'm going to tell you how straight up Monica is. I was like, hey, Monica, take my number. And I think you were so taken aback by what was told to you. You was like, look, I don't want to talk to nobody on the phone. I don't want no friends. I said, I respect it.
I did say that, but I always acknowledge the info you gave me was valuable.
Yeah, and then me and you never had, like, we've never talked on the phone after that. We're not girlfriends and nothing like that. Oh, why am I talking white? No,
No,
we're
but
not.
we had a conference call, and it was a defining moment for me on here.
Oh, yeah, that's something that I was saying stuff and you woke up to it. You was like, okay, now, Sparkle just ain't saying this bullshit.
Simply, people are saying hello to you in the chat. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, TPL. Hey, everybody.
Yeah, but you're not talking like you white. You're speaking clearly so people can understand you. That's a stigma they put on our black people because we speak a certain way that they don't.
Well, I was trying to make light of the situation. And honestly, yeah, I was trying to make light of it. But then when I found myself saying it like weirdly, I was like, not like I would normally say, but me and Monica ain't never gotten into no argument.
But you know what? I don't even think I've ever told anybody that you were the source of that either.
Yes, you
I
did.
don't.
Yes, you
did.
did. Yep.
I did. Mm.
I came in your chat and it was just like out of the blue. And you were like, Sparkle. You was like, you know what? You always said that. I really appreciate that information that you gave me when they were talking about me.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, it is what it is.
Shame on you, Monica. Shame on you.
No, listen, if I can tell Monica in the back, I should be able to say that shit in the front.
Yeah,
But
it depends
it
on
must
what
have
it
been
is.
But you know what? It must have been years later because that was something that went on for many, many years. It's just come to like it ain't there no more.
But Monica, you know, people think I'm crazy, but you know, the second
You
time when you
don't.
was like, I opened my eyes, I made sure that you saw, and I didn't have to tell you anything. I just knew you was going to see it. And you was like, I saw enough that I needed to see, and that's it right there.
Mhm.
Well, I hope everyone is in a better place now. No going back and forth with anyone. Speaking your truth. Speaking how you feel. Speaking how you really see things, not based on who you like. For the real, so people can get an understanding of that. Because it shouldn't be who you like when you calling stuff out or when you speaking on a situation. People shouldn't take it to heart because it's not what you think it is.
I don't have no parts in that because I don't argue with nobody but myself. So yeah.
Well, and if you
Um,
cannot be right for having an opinion is
We
yours.
speaking facts over here, ain't no opinion. Shit.
Well, my
well,
opinion is you're speaking and I'm not done yet. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, Monica.
Nope. So you told her the truth. You speak your mind, TPO. This your panel.
well,
Yeah, that's true. That's true, though.
I'm gonna say this so that it's very clear, right? The only issue that ever bothered me on here is the one that started when I started here. All these other people now that want to make themselves an op to me, they don't matter.
Right.
You will never. I've learned from the beginning not to make friendships here and not to have value on people that don't need value added to them. So the folks I met coming into this are the same folks around me, and I have respect for them because they've been in the game with me. These new people that leached on for a minute, rolled off, fell off, whatever it is, that's just what it was. Bye.
No,
Yeah.
Monica, we both made mistakes. Not just me and you. We made mistakes that we thought people were our friends, and then when we found out they were talking about us, that's when we was like, all right, let me back up.
Well,
Because you genuinely thought those people had your back and they were there for you until you heard what else was
I
said.
don't think I don't think I thought they had my back. I just understood where we were at, and I also understood how low people will go for whatever purpose it was. The one thing you never want to have happen when you don't really know folks is to feel like that person is going to betray me. So
Like I
people
said,
around here,
you trusted them enough to talk on the phone with them, but you didn't know you were being recorded.
Hold on a second. Let her finish. Let her finish.
Oh, I'm sorry, Monica. Go ahead.
um I think it was not the most appropriate thing for her to record for her to make a recording, right?
Exactly.
But I think that her explanation of why she did it and where I was at the time, I could understand why she did it, but I'm never going to say that it was an appropriate thing she should have did.
Yeah, because even the why she did it still didn't rock in my head
Well, it
because
don't rock in your head,
it don't
but
because
it
you should not be recording it. Period.
right.
Point
But
blank.
okay. So listen to how things happen in life, right? You can take a person at face value by what they say. So if I ask you, Sparkle, why you did that, and you give me your answer for that, I either can accept it or
Or
reject it.
no. Mm-hmm.
I've taken the opportunity to just accept why she said she did it.
At that time, you did not accept it. You did not accept it. It took you a minute to really dig down deep in your soul and say, you
When
know
I
what?
asked her at the time that I became aware of it, I didn't know why she did it. But when I had the very first conversation with her and asked her why she did it, and she told me why she recorded it. Now, why it got in other people's hands is a whole nother story. But why she
Exactly.
recorded, okay, Sparkle, what are you doing? What do you need to know?
No,
Because
I don't need to know
uh
nothing. I'm just
I'm just checking because
no,
I need to know.
no. I was just bringing up
Oh.
the fact that we never had it just went into that, but um
Yeah,
no, it
but
was just
at the end of the day, if somebody does something to you and then you ask them directly why they did it, you then have a choice to either accept what they said or not accept it. And I've always
Right.
accepted her reasoning for why she recorded it, but there is a whole nother scenario as to how it got around the way it did. That's a whole nother story. But
I
why
mean,
she did it, I understand why she did it.
I had shit done to me and I don't even ask why because I'd be like, okay, this what it is. All right. I'm asking why.
So would y'all forgive the people that done something to you?
Yep.
Yeah,
I would.
I don't have a problem. I don't think it was recorded for malicious reasons. I think it turned out to be malicious depending on how other people received it. So of course the person that heard it didn't appreciate what they heard, and the people that distributed because they was hurt.
So was it resolved?
In this year I have no issues on the subject.
Okay.
Yeah.
My thing with that recording stuff is, if I have to record a conversation I'm having with you, obviously I don't trust you. I shouldn't be talking to you anyway. And if you have to record me, then you don't trust me. So we shouldn't be talking. That's why I keep it very limited to who I do speak. As a matter of fact, I speak to two people who are in this chat.
Yeah, tell all
Offline. What?
just tell all your business.
I'm telling it all, babe. But no, it's the truth because it's the same thing with
It's a not need to know thing though. Nobody need to know who you,
um
how many people.
it's the same thing with me walking into somebody's chat and
Mm.
seeing people talking about me. Okay, so that's how you feel, and I block. I'm good with my block game is strong, baby. You don't want to look at my block list. But
Can I ask when am I gonna get blocked? What I have to
if
do to
you
get blocked?
interrupt me one more time, bro,
Okay.
like I'm gonna drop you.
Man,
but
just
Okay.
ban her from the fucking studio at this point.
but I've had a person who I blocked say that they couldn't see what I was saying. They didn't see me. Who went on another name? Thank you, because I blocked them on that name as well. And they want to say I didn't do anything. No, you didn't do anything to me. It was just your reaction to what was being done to me, right?
Right. It was the laughing.
So if that was your reaction, then obviously you're not the type of person I want to surround myself with, anyways, because I personally, I guess it's a New York thing, I don't get thrills and happiness off of making fun of people. If I have a
That's
problem
not a
with
New
you,
York thing. I believe it's an up north thing. We don't do that because we all know we struggle somewhere in life. I think it's just that.
if I have a problem with you, I'm just not gonna deal with you. And that's just the end of it. So as far as the recording is concerned, I feel that that shit is bogus. I think people who record, they just don't be on the phone with anybody. And if you're a sneaky, snaky, slimy person, know that your business is gonna be put out eventually.
Uh, I agree. I agree. I don't record people, so I can agree. But I will tell y'all that I recorded somebody this year, and guess what? They ain't never did. They ain't never called me again.
Is that why you recorded them? So they wouldn't
Huh?
call you again? Is that why
Yeah,
you recorded them?
absolutely. Because I tell people all the time, they could speak to me. If my conversation is going to become on Front Street up here on a platform, then you could speak to me on a platform.
Right.
So are you a believer in if I'm talking to you offline and you have an issue with me, that's where we should keep it?
I'm gonna say that's a negative because
Okay.
I feel that sometimes the conversations that are offline started by something that was online, and they probably need to be finished online. See, some people feel like they can go behind the scenes after they done showed up and showed their ass on in the public, go behind the scenes to quash. Now you need to come back up here and finish showing your ass up in the public.
I disagree because maybe, okay, so if you and Foot Soldier had a problem, maybe she said something that you thought was disrespectful, but she didn't mean it like that. Yes, talking off the line and fixing that and coming back, yeah, that it should be talked offline. It should not be brought to the internet. That's when you call that person and say, "Hey, what you said in the chat, what the fuck was that about?" And they can tell you, "Hey, it wasn't nothing against you. It was, I just said it." But yeah, some shit could be talked about offline and then doesn't have to be addressed online.
My relationships are online relationships, so they should be discussed online.
That's it.
Well, everybody not like that, so I mean, you good to go.
Yeah.
It's a protection thing. I get it.
No, it's the for
I mean,
me.
you don't have to worry about all the mess.
Yeah, for me, I just feel like where you showed up and showed out, that's where I must show up and show out at too.
But what if a person doesn't know? Because sometimes people don't know they're offending people until the person tells them they offended me. You know what I'm saying? They're not showing up and showing out. They may have said something that didn't think was going to bother you, and it bothered you.
The
But do
person you're
you
speaking on,
bring that to the chat and go, "Oh my God, I can't believe you said that," or do you text the person and say, "Yo, what the hell did you mean by that?"
well, you're
No,
giving different scenarios. The scenario that Foot Soldier spoke about was speaking to somebody behind the scenes,
All the
issue
time.
behind the scenes. Do you bring it to the front scene?
no. The last
You're
thing I heard her
speaking.
say was, "If
I'm
I
talking
have a
about
problem with you, do you call me or do you put it online?" And you said, "I leave it online."
that's only if that person already put it on. I'm speaking on if we talking on a regular, like 2 times out of a month or something like that for a while. Why
I
would you put
didn't
me
hear all
on
that.
blast? Put me on blast instead of hitting me up
But whether
like
it's
we
for
been
months
talking.
or for weeks or for a day, why do it either?
I don't know. I'm just saying, why would you do that instead of hitting me up?
Exactly,
Well,
but like
if we
my
talking
point
about,
is,
hold on, Sparkle, if we talking about something behind the scenes, me and you having a conversation behind the scenes, and then I go live and I bring up something that we spoke about behind the scenes, then
No,
it's
no,
brought
no.
to the front. But if me and you are talking behind the scenes and we have a problem behind the scenes and it's not brought to the front, then it should just continue behind the scenes.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
I think
I'm
she
not
just,
talking.
I think Monica's just saying she's gonna match you. However you're gonna handle it is the way she's gonna handle it.
I
yeah,
get
okay,
that.
I
I'm
got it. I
talking
got it.
about if if we not talking badly, we having conversations as if we were cool. The
Right.
least little thing that I did to you or you felt I did, you just talked to me earlier that day or that night. Why bring it to light? So my thing is your intentions were not genuine in the
Exactly.
beginning. That's
Exactly.
what I'm saying.
I
And
got
that's
you.
what we see a lot of on here. And they use friends loosely on here.
Um, I don't know what to tell y'all because I had heated conversations today on topics.
You
I
do?
might have brought the issue to the lie. Because I think the issue is valuable. Who it's about and what's it about is not as valuable as whatever the issue is. These relationships or the things that are happening in these relationships or these conversations, it might be a valuable talking point.
But if people are
Okay.
going live not to resolve things, but to embarrass you or at least try, no. Mm-mm.
Well, I don't know who goes live to try to embarrass people, but
Monica, I'm gonna knock you the hell out.
There's a lot of ways that things can get brought out. First of all, the text messaging, the texting, the chatting in the chat box or whatever, that can be misconstrued. Um, Sometimes, like Crystal just said a while ago, sometimes people, if you have a problem with somebody, who was it? I don't remember who. Monica, you said it. You said it. You said it. You said sometimes people have issues with one another and they don't settle it. They just
mhm.
time just passes by and they just let it ride. Nothing is settled. The problem isn't settled. We just haven't spoken, so there's no. But the feelings of what had happened before are still there. So I
In the
feel
in the scenario I used, right? A person a person offered to debt the issue and say, "Hey, I ain't got no issue with you no more. This paid it forward." And I said, "No, let's really try to go through what got us here because in a couple more weeks we'll be back at the same point because we never resolve what you just want to bypass it and go forward." And we
right.
never resolved it. So what'll happen is when I get mad or you get twisted, the next thing I know, you'll be going back to that situation because we never resolved it.
Right.
And that's
Right.
it. And that's exactly what happened. So it
That's
didn't you know, it
that's
went
what
right
happens
back.
a lot on here. Yeah, that's it.
But the
That
bottom
happens a lot
line
on
is
here.
when you start to speak to people and really try to zero in what happens, you can't even get to that point because they only remember the point of whatever made them mad, but not what happened before that. Or they don't want to focus on what caused it. They just want to focus on the fact that this is why I'm mad. So communication is key around here, but you don't have effective communication. So you
Right.
can't resolve a lot of things because people don't want to come out of wherever they drew their red line in the sand, they don't want to come out of it.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's it. But I've been accused on here of speaking to people behind the scene and then people striking up lives and taking my whatever I said and running with it. And I keep saying, so you're trying to say that people can't think on their own and people don't rationalize that some of this stuff is just not correct. And they're not speaking out of their own tongue. So what are you saying about that person if it's not me speaking to them, you're saying that person can be manipulated. Is it because you was doing that to that person? So those are the questions that I begin to formulate based on some of the allegations people put out here on other people. It just makes me wonder what their motives were and what they were working on.
Well, there's some valid points there. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I use the word unfortunate to describe some of this stuff because I am disappointed in what I see people do.
Not me.
You're
know.
not disappointed because you're saying you've been here so long and you've seen the same thing over and over again occur.
It's expected.
That's why it's not first time offenders. It's a repeat offenders.
It's like
This is something that's just
their life dreams.
constantly going on. There's no first time victims. There's repeat victims. And being in this section for 6 or better years, you already know that was a sneeze, right? Bless you. I believe it was a sneeze.
Were you laughing?
I don't
No,
know.
I
I don't
did
know if she's
sneeze.
laughing or you did
No,
sneeze.
I
Okay,
did.
bless
Thank
bless
you.
you. My daughter-in-law sneezes the same way. It's crazy. But
I was trying to hold it back because I
Don't
didn't
do
have
it's
it
that,
in my.
okay, hon.
Monica. You know you're not supposed to do that.
But hold it. I was trying.
Yeah.
I don't have the mute, so I was trying to hold
That's
it.
okay. Sneezing
It's
is a
okay.
normal thing. That's fine. We don't want you to hurt
Well,
yourself because it can hurt you.
yeah,
But go ahead, Denise.
that can cause a headache. But you know, it, it it's crazy because it's the same thing over again. You know, um, there are no victims, not in this area anyway, because we've been here long enough. People say that there's about 1,300 people in this area, and there isn't. There's about maybe 100 to
99.
maybe 300. 300 people with 8 different accounts.
I don't
So,
think that. No, I think it's more. You haven't came across these people because it's just a certain like is I guess you want to call it a community, but it's just sad because
well,
it's just not over here. It's all over this YouTube app.
but what I'm saying is, like, for here, like,
I
we've
don't.
all, everybody here knows how everybody is. It's a regurgitating circle. It's like I said, it's the same, it's the same game. The rules change when the people change. That's
Well,
it.
let me
That's
ask
it.
you
That's
this.
all.
Let me ask you this, right?
What's
Do
up?
you watch all of the people?
No.
No, not at
Because
all.
that's my issue. Like I don't watch majority of the people that are here, right? Even
Hmm.
these things that are going on, I
Hmm.
wasn't watching it. When I
Right.
comment on something, I've watched it.
Right.
You understand? If I don't watch it and you don't hear me speak on it, it's because I didn't watch it. Um, so a lot of the stuff I got holes in my story and can't even tell it. Like I'll be very cautious. I'll be like, yeah, because I'm missing some pieces here. And I
Right.
don't really like to opine on it. So a lot of the stuff I didn't watch. Like I did not know the high leader, the whoop. I didn't know the leader over there. You understand? Because
Hmm.
I only became familiar with her based on one situation that she was in, and then I saw some subsequent videos. But I was never I was just never interested in that. Like it didn't draw me in, like go over there and watch that person and see what they're doing and stuff. I just wasn't interested. It wasn't that I didn't like the person, had no hate for them. I just didn't watch them. I didn't even know, to be quite honest, I only knew one of the three highs. And that's it. I only in the other one, I just happened to ask her a couple of questions on my live because of some things that happened to her.
Right.
And I happen to have those videos still of what her responses were, and that was it. But it was like me trying to get to understand why she was a focal point. And that's it. The thing that surprises me, I still stay surprised because subscribers have more power than content creators.
Yes.
In what way?
I agree.
Yeah.
In what
And
way, honey?
what you
What
mean? In
happened?
what way?
Yes,
Well,
what way do they have the power? In what way?
okay. They look at that poll. 99 people answered that poll.
Mm-hmm.
That drives the discussion. 99 people or 99 accounts told people what they were least likely to be interested in and what they were more likely to be interested in.
Right.
They also let us know right there, I'm interested in people arguing. And these particular people, that would be my highlight right now. Especially opposed to watching mediation. They put so we now know that the viewer, which we can always have said, oh, the viewer's interested in this because we could see the numbers in the room. But now we got the numbers in a poll where they was just like, and they were willing to come into somebody's area that they say they can't stand, wouldn't vote for, don't like, don't nothing, but participate in that blind conversation right there.
Yep.
Because I would have never came in here and even cast a vote.
And aside the fact that people look at who's filling up the chat rooms, the subscribers. The subscribers. If you go into
right, the subscribers fill up the chat rooms. The subscribers could change the tone of a conversation inside the chat by the questions they have, but it also, or by the conversations. There are some rooms that people can go in there and plot what they're going to do to somebody in another chat while they're in this chat. You understand? There are some chats that they love to go in, not because they're even listening to the content creator. It's a place for them to hide out and plan their assault on the next person. Or what their next, because remember, most subscribers don't have other subscribers' information. So they only see them when they're in the chat.
Right.
But, I don't know how they would get, the days of Hangouts is over. But now if you listen to people, they're doing the same thing in the back of a StreamYard. As soon as this thing is over, they're back there talking to each other.
Yes, but that's a problem right there because someone else could be back there and just listening.
Yeah.
Well, they finding that out now.
Yeah.
Because they learned that from the visitor in the house.
That's why when I go live and I'm done, like once I shut this down and I say good night, whatever, I turn my phone off and restart my phone because I want to make sure that I'm out of the back chat. I don't want to do any of that. Like that's.
Yeah, but you make sure you press leave, right?
So I'll be asking, I say, you sure you are? She'd be like, yeah. I say, let me go check.
Yeah, but that's exactly what has been happening. And remember, the house leader, there's a time when she said, I couldn't remember if I did something, and then I asked the new member, and the new member was like, yeah, I got a recording of it. You want to hear it? Here's how it goes.
You're not supposed to do that. You recording it, so you on some bull crap.
So listen, she's like, Oh, I listened to it, but she was like, I was wondering why she recorded, but I was happy that she had it. I was like, so in one breath, you're like, why are you recording me? But in the other breath, you happy that they had
It
it.
happened.
Use it against you.
But that's what started the person's thought process to be like, yo, this might not be right around here.
Nope, it's not. And you recording something that you're supposed to be a part of, that's a problem.
Yeah, I don't know why the person did, but they didn't go into depth. They didn't. Those are the times when you ask the tough questions. But like I said, everybody has a reason for why they do something, and if you're able to extract that from them, you might get a win. See, a lot of times people don't. They don't want to have tough conversations with people because they don't want to hear what the other person really has to say.
Well, it depends on who recording it. If I know of them, it's not for nothing good. It's to hold something over you.
It's never for nothing good.
You said something there that they're gonna use to get at you. Tell
Mm-hmm.
someone else what was said, especially if it's something negative. So here we go again with the back and forth. Cause things
And
like
that's
that light bulb going off in my head ain't no, I'm glad you recorded. No, what you recorded for?
that's what kills me too, is that these people, I can't even count on all my grandkids and kids' fingers and toes how many times I've heard, I'm too busy. I'm too busy. But yet you're not too busy to have every single record, every single live, every single. How are you too busy? Like when I say I'm busy, I
Mm.
am busy. Like I go in and I go like Monica's chat. I'll go in and I'll say good morning, Monica. If there's people on the panel mods, members listening, and that's because I'm busy. I can't sit there and sometimes I'll come in and I'll check, hang out for a little bit, and then I gotta go. So I know I'm busy, but all these people who claim to have 15,000 jobs, 18 million pieces of land, 40,000 channels,
Acres in the middle.
all this
Can I
other nonsense got
can I ask
got
a question?
time.
Maybe I get unmodded and kicked off. Why do y'all have to do the extra? You can just say I'm listening. You ain't gotta say I'm busy. I'm doing X, Y, Z. Why do y'all do that? Listening,
I'm
listening
gonna
is
tell you why
listening.
I think people do that. Because there are some people here that if they say hello to you and you don't respond to them, they'll be mad at you for the rest of the day talking about I spoke to her in the chat and she didn't speak to me. So sometimes I think people do those announcements. I call them airplane announcements so that the person in the thing can recognize that they might not get spoken back
Right.
to because the person is busy, or they'll just take the salutation hello everyone and just be like, all right, she was speaking to me at that point.
But thank you for your help, Monica. Hey, I'm trying to get out of here. You not help.
How am I helping?
Because you just gave the right answer. I wouldn't. You just. I'm trying to get unmodded and stuff like that. You not help.
Yeah. Well, I took away all the I added the mods because I
Mm.
wanted people that didn't have the membership. Like I didn't want to exclude people from the conversation that I knew were there and would want to have the conversation.
But
So yeah, so I made them mod so that they could participate when it was in a mod only chat
I'm
status,
talking about
right?
your mod. I'm talking about over here. I was trying to get unmodded by asking that question, and you didn't help.
Um, you was trying to get unmodded.
Yes, I
You do
was.
things to
Listen,
get unmodded, but at the end of the day, that mod situation is really serious. Um,
If you say so.
It is. I don't like people to have I don't like people to have the burden that they, especially if I'm blocking people, because most of the time, let's just be real. The mods ain't blocking nobody.
Do
They
you
get
want
Mhm.
them
come
to?
through this. Huh?
Do you want them to?
No, I told them not to because I didn't want people being responsible for blowing people off, getting people out. And then you got the other mod who saw who did it, tell it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, I do it. I did it. If you going to tell it, then you going to tell it because I did it. Like, I don't like because people go other places and I don't want them being held accountable because they was hanging out with me.
Okay, explain for me what the members entail, the membership entails, what
For me,
overall, you know.
um, I think each platform is doing it differently. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, right now, my membership really was just having the mod only chat, which
Mm-hmm.
meant only the mods was speaking. And then I have the other level that is just like when I put up some exclusive videos, but I haven't done exclusive videos. Only Karen's in that group, and the people that come in that want to pay $10 to
Right.
spy on what might be my content.
And what's up with that, Monica? Why can't y'all pick who y'all like? If you got somebody you know who's on something and trying to get at you in some kind of way, joining your membership, why can't y'all control that? Why do they have it so you should be able to pick to a certain?
Girl, listen.
That's Monica's fight.
The first time the troll account came up in my room and thing, I contacted the little YouTube. I was like, how do I refund this person their money?
You was
And
on it.
they was like, but you got to remember now, this is a business, right? So
Mhm.
YouTube is your partner in that. So they don't care who pays them. So they
Yeah.
basically say back to you, the content creator, no, you can't cancel somebody's membership, but you could block them.
Okay.
And what person in their right ass mind would be blocked from the content and still pay you a membership? So
Nobody.
that says something about the person. It don't say nothing about you.
Well, I'm glad you can do that because the way I was thinking that you couldn't do anything.
Well, you can block them just like you normally block them. But when you
Okay.
offer, so then they can't be seen, but
Okay.
they're still there. So if you put out if you put out something for members and it's in that member space,
Mm-hmm.
they'll still be able to see it, but they won't be able to comment on it or any of those things because you got them blocked.
Okay.
So, but normally, because my membership is so low, $2.99, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want to make jokes and be like, "Oh, for measly ass $2.99, I can hang around here."
Hmm.
But most of the time, I just put members only. I try to anything I do on the community wall, I try to do it members only. That poll I did it to the public, but I did it 24 hours only. Just to give some timeline, but I try to do things that are just I try to do things to my members first. Throw it at them first.
So okay, so that first thing. So the members get first, but then you bring it back to the ones who not members.
I could eventually, yeah.
But you don't.
Sometimes I go live, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
instead of doing unlisted, I'll put the video in the members spot so that the members who weren't there get the
Uh-huh.
opportunity to see it before I release
Okay.
it back.
Okay. I wanted to get that understanding because I was like not understanding how you
But
have to
everybody
understand.
doesn't do
I've seen I've seen a
everybody's
couple of people
membership is
do it.
their own rules. Like
Right.
I've heard now that some people do membership only. where they're talking about other people. So it's like, come over here and hear about Monica Mo Justice's mama, her dead mama. Join the
Hmm.
membership, and that's your exclusive.
So you offering more than just that.
I'm not offering messy. I'm offering what would be my
Okay.
normal content. I'm not trying to, but I'm sure the people that do things like that, that's their normal content and that's exclusives. People would consider that to be exclusive. And I'm gonna say this right now. There's nothing wrong with them doing that. It's just not my model.
Of course. Okay, got it. I was just trying to understand it.
Yeah, but everyone can do their membership differently. You know, Karen, she has the I don't know, it's called pull tabs. She has so she gives back to all her members. Um you know whatever the pull tab value. So if you pay $10, you get 10 pull tabs
Okay.
um monthly. So she does hers differently.
Right.
Um you know, I don't know. Joy has a membership, but she hasn't really been live lately, so I don't know how she runs runs the membership.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, it's really giving people access. They call it perks. So you give people that support your channel some perks.
Okay. Instead of
Well,
mess.
I'm a member in Monica's thing, and
Yeah,
she puts
you're
up stuff like with court and things that are happening in the world, which is why I'm a member. I'm not gonna be somebody's member just for mess. That's just to me. It's just not worth it. I'm not
yeah. I
gonna.
do. If I see something in the news or something, I put it up
Mhm.
there and I make a
Yeah.
comment. You know, I do that. I try to keep them informed, the things that interest me, because I think when I look at my members list, I think these are people that genuinely want to hear the things that I was usually speaking about.
Yeah.
They probably don't want to hear some of this stuff. You know, maybe I'll do a members poll and ask again what it is
You see,
they're
the
interested
funny
in.
thing is that like Myron sometimes I love Myron, but like he gets on my nerves too. And he's like, "You got to go listen. You got to go listen." I am not subscribed to a lot of people. A lot of the mess that's going on, I'm not subscribed to a lot of the people. A lot of them, and I don't get text messages. I've told the people who come and visit me and hang out with me, don't send me no videos. Don't send me no messages. Don't send me no to my email because not everybody has my phone number. But to my email, don't send me any of that because I don't want to see it. And if you send it to me, then I'm just gonna block you because I just don't want to see that. So if I'm gonna pay for a membership, whether it's 99 cents or $99, I don't want to pay to see something I'm not interested in anyway because I'm not subscribed to them.
Yeah, that's kind of that's I don't know because everybody that has that's a member that has a membership, I've membered back to them. Um, because I want to support those. I'm over here, I'm supporting those people that support me. And as that changes, it changes. You know, like at the end of the day, that's just the way it is. Some people outgrow you also.
Yeah.
And they move on, you know.
Well, I
Some
ingrew you because
you
at first,
in
when you first came out here, I wasn't, I didn't like vibe towards you, but I do now, and I'm glad I do now. People grow, things change, people change, and I don't remember how it was when you first came on here or how I first came on here, but I know it's just not that way now. Like I enjoy being in your chat and listening to, you know, the things that we talk about.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I am gonna move to more members only streams altogether because um I just think at this point I'd rather spend 1 hour with 10 people that like me than a half an hour with a whole community of people that
That
don't like
don't.
me.
Yeah, I second that.
You understand? Because I could give y'all some other just jewels about that, right? I
Go
get
ahead.
more watch time, more everything from my 9 people that love me, right? Than I do from
Mm-hmm.
anybody else. So when I put up a video that is just to my members, I will have at least, if it's a 30-minute video, 27 minutes of watch time. 22 minutes of watch time, which means that they sat through there and watched it for a long period of time. When most videos have an average watch time of 2 minutes, 5 minutes. You could go through a whole 2-hour live and you would have three minutes. The average watch time, 6 minutes.
Okay, what's
I
Wow.
the longest you've been on when you do a live? The longest live you ever did?
Oh God, no. I got 20 something hour lives and stuff.
You got a 20 some hour live?
Hmm.
Really?
I do.
I
Was
can't
this was in
imagine.
the
Courtesy.
beginning, right?
Nah, this was in 2020 when we was in COVID.
No way.
Yes, because it was at the time when I thought like I was like, oh, I'm about to get to 1,000, but I don't have the viewable time.
Uh
So what happened was uh, uh, Reckless and I got into a moment, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna ride this till the wheels fall off, and I did. And I remember Joy saying to me, Monica, I know what you're up to. I said, yeah, I'm gonna be here all night, but I'm gonna get to my 4,400 viewable. What is it?
One way or
400.
another.
Yeah, I was like, and it happened, and I said to myself, I can't believe these people actually did this, and I watched the numbers grow like that. The watch hours grow.
That's good though. Well, I'm glad you
But
could do it.
before COVID, it was like an 8-hour live that I went off, and I didn't calm down until it was the 8 hours was, or I was cussing, carrying on, screaming, whatever. I was hot, livid, whatever, for 8 hours straight.
That's a
And
long time.
yeah, I remember looking back at that video for like months, it almost like years afterwards, always going back to that video and saying to myself, I must not ever let anybody get me in that
Get
mood
you to
ever
that
again.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. And I watched it, like I used to watch it all for the whole 8 hours and be analyzing myself, like, look at you. And I watched my facial expressions and stuff. And I was
Mhm.
like, damn, that's why these people could
Hmm.
tell this about me and stuff like that.
Do you watch your lives when you finish them?
Yeah, I do. I go back and I watch them, especially if they get criticized by other people. I go back and I listen to them.
I can't do that. I have. Do you know that I have not? I premiered like maybe 4 lives. In the beginning when I first started. Well, I think the longest we stood on was what, like 4 hours foot.
Longer
And
than
I
that?
premiered it in two premieres, and I muted. I cannot listen to myself on my live.
I listen for personal reflection. Sometimes I'll look and I'll say, "Damn, I missed to make this point. I got
Mm-hmm.
distracted by the chat and I didn't make this point. I need to come back another
Hmm.
day on that." Or I look at it and I say, "Ugh, Monica, what's wrong with you right here? What were you thinking? You understand? Because if you can't
Which one
criticize
do you have more of? Which
what
one do you have more of? Do you have more of I gotta speak about this another day, or Monica, what the hell were you thinking?
um if I let me just go to my most recent video that I've watched over and over again. The one when I had UP on the platform.
Hmm.
And I don't have that available, right? Because I'm keep watching it and I say to myself, How did I miss this point?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't I fact check this in real space, right? Why did I let this conversation go on? Like I am angry with myself as I'm watching that. And then I'm looking at my face and I know that I'm angry there too, right? But I just let it go. And I was just like, why did you let it go? Why did you let so and so get up there and just go hamburger? And I always say to myself, every time I'm watching this video, I'm like, I was respecting the person that said I can handle these people.
Mm.
And I said to myself, but this is your platform, Mo. You had to have more control of that. So I understand how you can have a guest take it to the next level, but you gotta definitely handle that at all times. So that's like if we was to say that's gonna be my worst video of 2023. If I have to reflect on it, I will say that was my worst moment, my worst video of 2023.
Do you have one?
Wow.
You have one channel?
Yeah, I only use I have this channel, I have Civil Justice with Mo, but I don't even use that.
Okay.
I used to when I did the book club really hard back in the days, I used to use that one to really have the influencers. Um so we would go live over there instead of going live over here. And very few people had the link. So when I hit the live button over there, I really only had the people that wanted to see this stuff that was being, that I was talking about, opposed to
Right.
coming over here and just having trolls come in and disturb your groove or whatever.
You had a lot of problems with trolls over the years.
Um,
Depends on what she's talking about.
I think so. I would think that would be the best answer, depending on the topic. But
Mm-hmm.
all right. Anytime I talk about people that's on the internet with me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. It's all gravy. They're all in there. They're in there doing their things. But I might got most of them. They got to make new trolls now because I probably got most of the old ones blocked, and I got a lot of the naysayers around here anyway blocked too. So they just in the bushes listening.
Oh, okay.
But I don't
Well,
know.
ladies, I've been on here for 2.5 hours.
That's all I'm
No.
saying. Okay.
But
No,
But it's been real. We talked about smog and everything else. So
we got other things to talk about in the future.
yeah,
Hopefully, we can hit the panel again so I can learn some things.
yeah, we certainly will do that. Certainly will
yeah.
do that. Thank you for
I
having me.
appreciate both of you. Thank you for coming over, love. I appreciate you. And I'll definitely be in your morning live.
Well, don't forget to thank Sparkle for coming up here.
Where
Yes,
she
yes,
at?
yes, yes.
Where
I
she
want to
at?
thank everybody. She kind of popped off. There's
Uh,
14 people, so maybe they're just hanging out. But thank you all for coming by. I appreciate you.
All right,
Thank
have
you
a
for
good
my
one.
panel. You have a good night, Monica.
all right, have a good night.
Um, that's needed. Thank you so much, my love. I'm glad to see you. Eric, thank you for coming through. Team Angel sis, thank you. Cynthia, my sis, thank you. JJ, my brother, thank you.
Later.
Um, King Bit, you're late to the show, man. You showed up 2 hours late. What happened to you? Tanya came through. Quiet Storm, thank you very much. Rose Gold Lovely, I appreciate you for coming through. If I miss anybody, please don't charge it to my head nor my heart. Monica More Justice, thank you for coming up here. I enjoyed the conversation. Foot Soldier, you already know I enjoy having you up here all the time. I want to kind of go back a little bit to something Eric said. Eric, you are the speaker of you. You can only speak on you, and you can give your opinion because we're blessed to have that, right? If it's something you believe in, stand on it. Everybody can agree to disagree and do it respectfully. But because people are not going to respect your opinion, doesn't mean you need to change it. Because then it's no longer your opinion; it's what they want you to think. Everybody have a blessed night. If you're out, be safe. Get home safe. And if you're home, take one back for me. See, Tarek already put it in the chat. Have a good night, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Stay praised, stay blessed. Don't forget to smile. You never know what someone's going through.